What were some of the most eye-opening revelations from that hearing today?
Just how big this operation was and for how long it had went. One of the witnesses was a member of the legislature there, and he said this has been 15 years in the making. Various programs in Minnesota that were ripping off the American taxpayer. I mean, it's amazing to me when you look at the number of agencies, federal agencies involved. You had Housing and Urban Development, Department of Agriculture, Health and Human Services, Department of Education, Small Business Administration. You had all these agencies that were involved, and they were all had programs where federal tax dollars was going out, and it wasn't being used how it was supposed to be, just taken by these fraudsters. And the program I think was the most egregious is probably this Feeding Our Future program, where they said they were giving meals to children when in fact they weren't. They were just sticking the money, your tax dollars, your viewers' tax dollars, the people I represent in the 4th District of Ohio, their tax money, just stick it in their pockets, buying all kinds of crazy things. So that's how bad it was. But the real takeaway for me, Stephanie, was not that they just overlooked this in the state government there, in the Walz administration, not that they just overlooked it, but it looks like they enabled it. In some ways, they actually helped it along. And I think that's the real scandal here that we're going to dig into.
And we even heard from one of the witnesses saying that she felt intimidated when she called some of this out, which leads me to my next question, because Governor Tim Walz and State Attorney General Keith Ellison have been called to testify next month before the Oversight Committee. What's your message to them? What are you hoping they will answer?
Well, I think one thing we're going to ask them about, because I brought this up today, there was a meeting that took place in the Attorney General's office, and after that meeting, he gets all kinds of campaign contributions from folks affiliated with this Feeding Our Future program, where the two people who ran that program have already been indicted, already been convicted, are sitting in jail awaiting sentencing. So that shortly after that meeting, 2 weeks later, campaign dollars start to flow in. And of course, the big thing that was played here was that it's the old template. The left does this all the time. The left will tell a lie. Oh, we're feeding kids with American tax dollars, when in fact that wasn't the truth. The left will tell a lie, big media will assist in the lie, and then when you bring forward the truth, they call you a racist. And that's exactly how it played out here, because the people at the top of this Feeding Our Future program, they said, oh, if you don't keep the money flowing to us, we're gonna go to court and we're gonna claim racism, that this is racial discrimination against us. We're gonna claim that. And they caved to him, but not only caved to him, it looks like they benefited, as evidenced by the fact they got campaign contributions shortly thereafter.
And of course, this all comes as there was an ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis today. DHS says they released a statement that one of the rioters attempted to run over law enforcement, prompting the officer to fire, which left the rioter deceased. But then you have Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, who held a press conference. He's disputing this claim, using expletives to tell ICE to get out of Minneapolis. What is your reaction to all of this?
Well, it's tragic what happened to this individual, but, God bless our law enforcement agents and personnel all over the country. And I think you get, I like to step back and say, when you have people who are actively trying to interfere and harass law enforcement people who are engaged in doing their job, that is the real problem here. And this mayor, with the comments he's making, is not going to make that problem any better. It's going to make it worse. So that is ridiculous what the mayor said. But I think the real takeaway here is this environment that's been created by the left. This whole sanctuary jurisdiction mindset, this idea that we're gonna dox ICE agents, we're gonna interfere with ICE agents. If we're a judge and ICE is coming in the front door of the courthouse to arrest someone who's done bad things, the judge is gonna let them walk out the back door. So you got to go find them on the street and endanger people in the community, endanger the agents, endanger the actual person they're going to try to apprehend. So that mindset is, I think, the big problem here across the country. And of course, we saw it. Saw what happened in this tragic situation in Minneapolis today. But these guys, these law enforcement, they're operating in a tough environment in these left-wing run cities where they're doing this doxing, interference, and everything else. And we saw that, I think, play out in Minneapolis.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.